Hi, I am Will, and I want to introduce you to Art by Will, where I'm going to teach you the basics of drawing. Um, I'm going to start with this portrait. It's rather straightforward. She has a slight tilt to her head, but I don't think that's enough to hinder what we're going to do. So what I want to do is introduce you to what I call the 4 Ps. That's plotting out your portrait, positioning the features, proportion and balance, and putting it all together for the final piece. So first, if you like to drawing along, grab yourself a pad, pencil, some charcoal, whatever is your favorite medium, and let's get started. So plotting out your portrait, basic lines, placement of features. So when you do a portrait, you want to start out with an oval, more so like an egg shape. And I try to do height doubles the width. And then what you want to do is get a placement of your eyes, the center of your face. So you want to center you want to draw a line down the middle for the center of the face. Since she's tilted somewhat, her nose and her mouth and everything is slightly to the my left here. Next, you want to place the eyes. The eyes are normally halfway between the top of the head and the chin. So I will put in a line for the eyes. Next, we divide the mouth and the nose with the rest of the distance below. Right here. So this is what I'm calling basic line for placement of features. Because now I have an idea of where my eyes, my nose, and my mouth is going to go. Next, I come in, and it can be rough again, just lines. I'm indicating where my eyes are going to sit. Normally, the space in between eyes is normally an eye in between. Things are going to vary. Her face looks like it's more of an eye and a half, but that will come in time. You can always adjust things. So I'm putting in just simple placement of eyes and nose and mouth. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect. You just want to place it in a general area where you want things to be. And you can go ahead and put in the shape of the face. And don't get discouraged. It's nothing but a piece of art. So if you don't worry about getting discouraged. You can always start over. All right? So don't beat yourself up. So I'll get in a basic shape of the face. And I think I add some hair in, so help me out for placement. Now what I want to do is go back in. I can step back and see what's off. Like her nose drops down a hair too much for me. So I can go in and just move her nose up to where I think it should be, because now I have things to compare it to each other. And like the eye, I will bring in a little more. Okay, nose. And I'm using a soft piece of charcoal, so it's forgiving. As you notice, I'm wiping off some of the chalk that I'm putting on the paperwork. But that's fine. I want it to be forgiven. That's the good thing about chalk, is forgiving. It allows you to adjust things. Okay. All right. So next, I want to come back in and start detailing more, placing things where I really think they go. And again, this is considered the plotting out the portrait. So now I look at her face and I really want to try to make the shape of her eye. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. And I can wipe it off. Like I said, if it's too bulky, the chalk is built up too much in there, I just wipe it off. Now I go ahead and do the nose. Now you see, to me, the eyes are way too close. So I'm not afraid to do this right here. Take her eyes, move it out a little further. And I know in the beginning it doesn't look like much, but it will when you get through. So you can also measure things. Like I can go from here down, now that I have my eyes in, and see where the nose began, the edge of the nose began, and also on this side. So if my nose start, come straight down, my nose is stop here, and my nose is stop here. So I go in, put my nose in, put my mouth in, and go ahead and move my chin, bring it in a little bit more in focus. A little bit more in focus. As you see, it's starting to come a little bit more. Now, what we would do is positioning of features, placement of eyes, nose, and mouth, which it's like we did that similar a few seconds ago. But now I'm going to go in with a harder piece of charcoal, a pencil, and these will be more of a permanent line, a permanent position. So I don't know if you can see the actual charcoal that I'm putting on here with the pencil, but these lines will not wipe off as easy as the soft charcoal that I put on here. So I'm pretty much drawing my eyes and the rest of the features in the way I think they look. And I might still have to adjust them before the end of the portrait. And once I put this in, I will wipe off the charcoal so you can get a better view of what the pencil is doing for me. And take your time, you know, it's no rush. One of my weakness, we all have things that we're strong or we might be weak at doing. One of my tendencies is to round the face out a little too much. So I pay attention to that as I draw, and I try to compensate for it for my pictures, for how much I round things out. So I'm doing the side of her face, and in the back of my mind, I'm remembering that I round things out too much. So I'm trying to stay a little closer than what I normally do, or make the lines a little more straighter than what I normally do. All right, put in the ear again with the charcoal. And remember I said the charcoal is forgiven. So I'm gonna wipe the chalk off and see what I have. Now you could also start out with the pencil if you wanted to, and just drew lighter. That wouldn't have hurt anything. You can use a blender stick, or you can just use some tissue. They make different things that you can use. So I'm going to wipe it out here, and you see that my charcoal is covering up the picture somewhat. That's not a problem, because that's going to be like maybe my lightest area. You know, that's just adding some value to it. Values to it. All right, so you see how I have my eyes, my nose, and my lips are fairly in the right place. I will still have to adjust it, but for right now, let's take a break and I'll be right back. I want to thank you for joining us here at Art by Will. I want to share with you some of the things we offer. We offer art classes for all ages at a convenient location downtown Dubuque. It starts from the basics in drawing to the advanced. It's for beginner artists and advanced artists. We also do custom artwork. If you're looking for a present for someone, a great gift for someone, or just want a picture of yourself, we offer different types of mediums, different styles. You can just go to the website at www.artbywill.com. Again, that's www.artbywill.com. Or you can email me at will@artbywill.com or simply call us at 563-213-4330. That's 563-213-4330. Thank you. Welcome back. Now let's go ahead and get a little bit more done. So, because I want you to be able to see the final outcome by the end of the show. So, we're gonna pick up with where we left off. Really, placement of the eyes, nose, and mouth. We have placement. Now we want to get into detailing the features, proportion and balance. So, like I said, you might still have to move things here and there, but for the most part now, we want to go in and try to do the best we can as far as making it look like the photograph. So, let's go ahead and do it again. I'm going to take this and drop her down just a hair for myself. And so, just watch what I do. I'm still not drawing as hard as I can because I don't want, in some places I will. When I say this is the final line, I'm going to make it darker. As you see, I start working with the eye, putting in the pupil, detailing the eyes. And I'm going to go ahead and draw a little quicker here for you, a little faster rather. Again, even this pencil was smeared, so you don't have to worry about not being able to get those lines out. See, it'll soften it. Even if you had to use the blender stick, which some people like to use, you just take the stick and blend it down. So that's another tool that you can use when you're doing charcoal. And don't beat yourself up. Again, if you draw and something is off by the end of the picture, that's one thing you can't do is beat yourself up. All you can do is just start over and try it again, and we learn from our mistakes. It's all the learning process. And I also have techniques to teach you, things you can practice to give you a better eye-hand coordination. I think that's one of the strongest points of drawing, eye-hand coordination, in my opinion, that is. So, and before the show, and I will talk to you more about things that I have to offer. So right now I'm trying to get some more detail in. If you notice, I'm still moving things as I draw. And next I'm going to come back in with that soft pastel and start laying down values, which also helps to give you something to work from. See, the more you add, the more things you have to work off of. That help complements the next thing. So now See, the soft charcoal is really nice because you can also layer it, meaning that you can go over it one time, blend it out, and come back and do it again, and it gives you that nice layer effect. And we see that she has a deep shadow highlight hidden here, but she has shadows on this side of her face. So I can go ahead with this charcoal and do it a little darker because I know it's going to wipe off to be a little lighter. And even if it doesn't, don't worry about it because you can take your kneaded eraser, your erasers. That's why charcoal is so forgiving that you can go back in and erase to put back in your highlights. That's what some charcoal artists do. They really work in that fashion where they mostly cover up the whole picture. Like if I would have covered up the whole picture, wiped it down, and then they come back with charcoal and lift out the lights and then go back in and put in the darks. So here we go. I'm gonna try my finger for a second, see how that works. And if you notice, I use my finger. It's a little more. It actually doesn't wipe off as much. But when I use the napkin, it actually comes a little lighter. So remember that, because when you do areas and you want something to be a little darker, just use your finger if you like, or just go back over it again with the charcoal. So I'm ready to bring it into focus now. Fine tuner, which is now, we might well say, putting it all together now. So you must understand, you must learn your medium and know your values. You know where you are. Like this is mid-tone here. It may look dark to you right now, but once I put in darker areas, it will lift this up to look lighter. And even my lighter areas, this will look like a highlight. I can still go in with a pencil, with an eraser, and lift up my highlights even more. So I'm going to go in with more darks so you can see what I'm talking about. And don't worry about if it looks exactly like the picture. Even I get worried sometimes. I've been drawing for a long time. What happens if I miss? And especially like right now, I'm drawing in front of people. You know, you're only human. So you just do the best you can. All of your artwork is not going to be perfect, but you work on it, you practice the techniques I teach you, and you will get better. You notice I'm using the pencil a little more for on the face to get the tones to be a little darker, because I'm using just to let you know, I'm using a 2B pencil. They have darker ones out here. This just so happened to be the one I picked up, which is dark enough. That's what happens when you start getting into more detail. You can go deeper and deeper, you know. So you see when I put in the dark, how it's starting to lift a little more. And again, like I said, we can use the soft charcoal and do the same thing. And I might not even wipe it off sometime. I just blend it into the rest of the picture. Nose. I go here and overlay it, and I get a darker shadow, darker area, and I leave it like that this time. Or if you have several different charcoals, you can use a harder piece of charcoal to go in and get a deeper look also. Let's see. What I'm going to do, I have about one more step to go where I'm going to go ahead and really put in my final darks and then put in my final highlights, and that will bring it together. Like I said, I don't want to go too detailed because I don't want to go too detailed. So I'll be right back. I want to thank you for joining us here at Art by Will. I want to share with you some of the things we offer. We offer art classes for all ages at a convenient location downtown Dubuque. It started from the basics in drawing to the advanced. It's for beginner artists and advanced artists. We also do custom artwork. If you're looking for a present for someone, a great gift for someone, or just want a picture of yourself, we offer different types of mediums, different styles. You can just go to the website at www.artbywill.com. Again, that's www.artbywill.com. Or you can email me at will@artbywill.com or simply call us at 563-213-4330. That's 563-213-4330. Thank you. Okay. Now we're going to start putting the final touches. And that's more important, just to go back and add the highlights now. First, I'm going to try to see if I can use a napkin and wipe my highlights in where I want them to go. So, and you see the napkin works fine. Look at that. It's lifting the charcoal up for the highlights. And you just keep going, add your highlights, bring them in. If you notice my highlights are not completely white, that's just going to help out for when I come back through and use the eraser to really lift up the highlights, even in the lips. We can just soften this for now because, like I said, this is pretty much just a quick sketch to get you familiar with what we're going to be doing in the future. Here. Now, you take my eraser and go into the eyes. Highlight them more. Put the highlight on the nose, down chin, even some hair if you wanted to. Add that over here where it's real strong. Lips. The hair. You see how the highlights help lift it off the paper? Even go back in here if you think it's too dark and lift it up a little bit. You can always take your napkin again, your Kleenex, your hand and finger, and just go back in and soften things. Here's where you just fine tune everything. So what I want to do is, we have it just about done, so I just want to go ahead and say thanks for watching, and I hope you come back again. And I just finished the rest out on drawing. You could just watch me as we close. Go ahead and finish detailing things. Like I said again, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the show, and I'll see you next show. I want to thank you for joining us here at Art by Will. I want to share with you some of the things we offer. We offer art classes for all ages at a convenient location downtown Dubuque. It started from the basics in drawing to the advanced. It's for beginner artists and advanced artists. We also do custom artwork. If you're looking for a present for someone, a great gift for someone, or just want a picture of yourself, we offer different types of mediums, different styles. You can just go to the website at www.artbywill.com. Again, that's www.artbywill.com, or you can email me at will@artbywill.com, or simply call us at 563-213-4330. That's 563-213-4330. Thank you.